Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy, and I'll talk more about what that is in just a moment. And this is also a some assemblage required video, which means I'm going to be using some stuff from the shop, a wood veneer set that I think is super cute. And if you're not familiar with Kit Conspiracy, what it is for the entire month of November, MK and I use the same kit for the first week, and then the second week we switch kits. So basically there's 4 kits that we're using. Each week we switch kits, but they're identical kits to what the other person has, and it's always fun to see how we use them differently. So this week we are using the Comfort and Joy collection from Pretty Little Studio. We did kit shares on Halloween actually, so that you can go and check out what came in our kits. The kit is possibly still available over in the Some Assemblage Required shop. If you're interested, there's a link down below for that. Or you can also kit up your own stuff. It doesn't have to be holiday themed. It can be whatever you want. It doesn't even have to match at all remotely to what we are doing. But the idea is to use your kit for 1 week and bust out as many layouts as you can, and go ahead and share those if you feel like you want to share. So we have a Facebook group for that, and it is also linked down below where you can go get inspiration using this kit, and you can share whatever you create with the kit that you have, whether it be this one or a homemade one from your stash or something else. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions about it, feel free to leave those down below, and I will respond as quickly as I can to get you up to speed, or go join the Facebook group and you can definitely ask in there as well. I tend to respond sooner in Facebook than I do on my comments. I am a bit behind on responding on my comments, so I apologize to anyone who has left me a comment. I will read them. I do read every single one, and I respond. So it just sometimes takes me a little bit of time depending on what life has going on at the moment. Anyway, so I really liked this grid paper, so I'm going to use that across a double page. I'm backing the whole thing with black because I am using pieces of paper rather than full sheets. I needed something to glue everything down to, and I don't have doubles of any of the pattern papers, so using that black paper is going to give me a landing spot for all of these pieces that I am putting together. I really liked the stripes, and I really like the green paper with the music notes on it, just to bring in a little bit of a different color. I used a little bit of mint tape from scrapbook.com to hold my pages together. I've never used mint tape before. It's the first time. Just trying it out and seeing if I like it, and I do. It works really well. It holds very well on the paper, but it's not very sticky at all on your hands. So I've also cut up some and used it a little bit over some of the faces in the photos for people who either A, have asked to not be on my video, or on social media, I should say, or for people I have not checked with to see if they care. So yeah, when in doubt, I'm going to cover faces. So these photos are Christmas morning. It's my son on the left-hand side, his girlfriend on the right-hand side, their dog Momo up at the top. And this is just opening gifts at our home. And I am just kind of playing around with where I want everything located. These photos are a little bit smaller than a 4x6 is because they're printed on my Selfie, which does not print a true 4x6. And plus I print with a little bit of a border, so that makes them just a tad bit smaller than that as well. I am using this Very Mery acrylic piece from Color Cast Designs. It's been in my stash for a while, so I'm sure it's no longer available. But every year she comes out with more acrylic for the holidays, so you never know what you might find over in the Colorcast shop. You can check that out if that's of interest to you. And then I decided to go with some banner pieces on this one. I tried to put banner pieces on one of my layouts earlier on, and I ended up using the trees as they were supposed to be used, but the banner pieces and the trees are the exact same size, only the trees have the little black trunk on them. So I am using a couple of the trees here, and I'll just trim that trunk off. I do like the fact that there is stitching around the pieces that are actually trees, whereas the banner pieces don't really have stitching around them, but I'm intermixing the two, letting them mingle, and then I'm also using the little flag, the traditional looking banner pieces, as well as the ones that look like the pennants, which were potentially trees. So I am inking everything up with a little bit of black soot. I started out with some walnut stain on those strips of green paper, but I am going to go back over them. You'll see here in a bit where I'm going to darken them up with a little bit of black soot. I thought the black soot kind of worked a little bit better with the black stitching on the banner pieces, and I wanted to darken up everything just a tad. So rather than pulling everything off, I'm just sliding a piece of paper underneath and then kind of coming in from the side and inking them up to give them a little bit more of a darker border across those torn edges. Now my banner pieces, normally I would put the string underneath the banner pieces, but in this case I decided to put them along the string along the top because I felt like this layout needed a little bit more depth of color, and there's already stitching across the tops of some of these pieces. So in order to make them look more uniform, I'm just going with my black string across the top. Now this string is kind of it's a black string, but it's got like a silver thread going through it. So it's got a little bit of a sparkle, and I think it's going to look fine with my staples. This one did not catch the string, so I'm pulling the staple out, and I'm going to re-staple it in case you're wondering what I'm doing right here. And for anyone who's curious about what's going on with my arm here, and some days I have my brace on and sometimes I don't, I've been wearing it to work still. I had an injury from last, I don't know, a little bit less than a year ago from lifting some heavy boxes, and I keep re-injuring it doing the same thing, lifting heavy boxes. But I do wear my brace often at work because my little guy likes to kind of like wiggle around in my arm, and I end up straining it. So it's been bothering me lately, and some days you'll see me wearing it. If I'm creating on the weekend, I don't necessarily wear it just because I'm not in that kind of a position where my arm is being where I'm having to wrangle a toddler. So basically that is it. That might be more information than you wanted to know, but I know a couple of people have asked, so I thought I would just throw it out there. Nothing earth-shattering. So I went ahead and added some foam tape to the back of these banner pieces just to give it a little bit of pop, especially since that acrylic piece has a bit of dimension to it. So I thought that would be nice. And if you're not somebody who wants a lot of dimension on your pages, you definitely don't have to pop these up onto any foam. Also, my stapler is acting up here. I didn't want to staple. I've been having issues with it periodically. It works fine, and then all of a sudden it won't work, and I open it up and there's still staples in there and nothing is out of the ordinary. They're not jammed or anything like that, and then I close it and it works fine. I have no idea. Maybe there may be a new tiny attacher in my future. I'm not sure. If it keeps up at the rate that it's going, it may just end up with a new one. So here we go. I've got my second banner piece going on here. I'm going to work on building up my title area over on the right hand side. You may have noticed I did move the right hand photo to be a little higher and the left hand photo to be a little lower, and that was to accommodate those banner pieces and have it feel like it went all the way across the two corners. And then I am making kind of a large cluster here with the title using some of the postage stamps and that pine cone. And then I'm going to add a little bit of wood veneer and label to each of the areas here. And I really like the way this comes out. I thought about using this pink piece down by the Very Mery, but I'm going to swap that out for a darker green because I felt like it needed more depth of color down there, and the pink it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So I'm going to use this piece that says Christmas Morning. So my title will be Very Merry Christmas Morning. And then I thought I would try and fit that pink piece in somewhere else, but I don't end up using it in this on this layout at all. Again, inking everything up with a little bit of black. And while I do that, I want to remind you that this is a series that MK and I put together. We do this every November and April. And I want to encourage you to go and check out her channel, which is linked down below, so that you can check out the inspiration that she has for you. And I think I mentioned everything else about the Facebook group and all that good stuff, but I wanted to remind you to check out her channel. So now I am using some wood veneer postage stamps from her shop, and I will link that excuse me, I will link that down below for you as well, so you can check that out. And those are adhesive backed, and they're a 1/16 of an inch thick, so they're really very thin and don't add a lot of bulk to the layout. They're not any thicker than the foam squares that I've got underneath those banner pieces. But I really liked these postage stamp pieces from MK's shop. I think they're super cute, and they're going to add quite a bit to this layout. And they have been in the shop for a while, but because I don't document Christmas very often, they've just been waiting for me to use them. But they are still available, at least as of the time that I'm recording this video. They are still available. So I think they're super cute, and they're going to add a lot of texture, and I really like that they add a kind of natural look to the clusters that I've got going here, especially since I've got that pine cone in there, and then several different browns from the postage stamps with the deer on them. I think that's going to be really cute. And then I added this little heart, but I added a little foam underneath it because it's going to need a little extra support because it's going over the top of that little wood veneer piece. So it needs a little extra support. So I'm liking how that's coming together. I think it's really cute. And then I'm going to add this last one up to this banner piece. Now that one is on top of the piece that has foam underneath it, so I gave it a little bit of extra support as well. That is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be posting Tuesdays, well, let's see, Friday, Sunday, and Tuesdays for Kit Conspiracy. Normally I have videos on the other days as well because I make more than 3 layouts out of each kit, but those are the days we are guaranteeing that we are going to be posting, so come back and check us out on those days, but keep on the lookout for other days as well, and hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this one. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.